back in that time, everybody had like a certain moral code that they went by, a certain a certain degree of integrity towards everybody and they projects and they situation. It was more like respect. You didn't openly cross nobody's lines or you didn't step on nobody's feet because the problems is real. Like today you here, tomorrow you're not. Really like that. Like and the the basically um you know this generation they lacking in a lot of ways, but they advancing in a lot of ways also. I don't take nothing from them because this is their time. When it was our time, we did it our way. It's their time. It's their way to do as they see fit. So I don't take nothing away from them. Although like if I was in this era, I'd do way more different. I've been far ahead of these motherfuckers. But the thing is that it's their time, and I think we should respect that. And I think that the older dudes should get behind it and promote it, and you know, deal with character and individual and stop dealing with gender and age and shit like that. Just get back to the character of the individual, and that's the beginning of the start.
That's something I be hollering all the time right there, the character. And I think this generation doesn't even understand that because they so quick to blow in the wind. They so quick to shift from one thing to the next. Your character is who you are though. You know what I mean? You can look at it as like the person you performing when you're on stage, but ultimately it's who you are in your heart. And that's why life is a constant process of character evolution. You feel me? Like you're supposed to sharpen yourself as you go. And this young generation, y'all be getting money. Y'all be getting money way more than my past generations, but y'all got a trade-off on that because y'all getting that money so fast, you thinking that money make you, but ultimately at the end of the day, the man makes the money. The money never makes the man. You feel me? Everything else is an addition. When you broke and you ain't got nothing, you should still be feeling like yourself to a degree. You just need to know that you need to go harder, need to go for more, but money shouldn't define you because there's gonna be times you ain't got no money. And if you ain't got no money, then you just gonna be just nothing. Nah, God's made us 10 times greater than anything else in this world. We're His greatest creation, and ultimately, life itself is the equation of growth, of expanding, of evolving. And y'all don't even care about that. Y'all just so caught up in the moment, so quick for the quick shiny thing. But remember, when you die, you can't take none of that shit with you. You could work your whole life and have the most shiniest yacht, but you can't take that shit with you. You're gonna go to the grave just like everybody else. You might set your generations up to have a more simple life because they already got funds when they come in this world. But ultimately, there's something that comes after this life, in my opinion. And if you ain't got yourself together for that, you know what I mean? When that time comes, you sold your soul for a jelly roll. But coming up in my generation, it was the same thing he said, you know what I mean? Like it was a respect factor and penitentiary rules, respect factor. To this day, I still be moving on that, but I can't move on a respect factor in a world where they don't even respect themselves. So I got to respect myself enough to know and realize that, I can't move like all these other cats and I can't hold it against them, forgive them because they don't know what they do. But man, at the end of the day, as you get older and you get on different levels of the game, man, respect is everything. Character is everything. Integrity is everything. But that's just my 2 cents.
With the person. So, I'm pleased at the way things change because we come from an era where there was a lot of loss and a lot of grief and a lot of mothers crying and a lot of families at war, and that was the thing. That was every day, all day, and for us to be ahead of that and in front of that, I promote that. So, you know, um, and as far as these young guys, they found the way they get into it, and I appreciate that. Stay get into it, get into it, and yes, that's how the change from I could say from in a generation because a generation is 25 years. You know, the generation change. It evolved in a lot of ways, but it receded in a couple of ways. Like I said, because the character of the individual is diminished these days. Like loyalty and trust and honor and those are just words now. But when we came up, that was the order.
Now, he said those are just words now, but I think even to this generation, new generation, y'all tell me, do y'all even know what those things is? Those are just words. Like you hear them, you can maybe define them. I don't even think all y'all can even define them, but Ultimately, those used to be pieces of you that made you you and put you on that level.
Because if you cross those things, it was a penalty. It was a penalty for all those things. So, I just I'm thankful that they don't have the times that we have, and I look forward to working with them to do their thing and get it how we need it to be so we can work together. You know what I mean? Because we can't count them out and we can't look down on them because it is their time. And it was when it was our time, there wasn't no old head coming and say, yo, y'all doing this wrong or y'all not doing this. That wasn't happening. So we
On two levels that wasn't happening because in my generation there wasn't a lot of cats balling like there is now for y'all's young generation. There wasn't no old cats that was coming to me and telling me how to really get myself game tight. There wasn't no internet. There wasn't none of that stuff. There wasn't a lot of people successful around me. There wasn't a lot of people married around me. There wasn't a lot of people who had graduated school around me. But what's crazy is that ultimately the internet now, y'all got more access to more millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires than ever in the world. I mean, you on Twitter with these people. I mean, every day you can feed yourself what you're really looking for. You know what I mean? If you're really looking for that positive note, that high vibration, you're gonna be able to feed it to you. If you're looking for that low vibration, you're gonna find that too. But ultimately, there wasn't none of that. Nowadays, y'all got it. But on the second note, basically, we wasn't gonna hear it anyway. We thought we had the world figured out. Back when I was 19, 20, 21, remember I caught my case at 20. So you can already imagine how bad I was 14, 15, 16. So I feel it. We wasn't going to listen to it anyway. Some of us had parents that were in our ears telling us, stop doing this, don't do that. But out of love and genuine concern for us, they kept the doors open and the light on. You feel me? Even though they knew we was doing wrong. And God bless their hearts. But, this new generation, y'all don't listen to shit. Y'all know it all. Y'all think y'all gangsters with holding up your pistol to the phone and taking videos. And that shit is corny as fuck. That ain't no gangsters move in silence. You know what I mean? Like, Gangsters move and they move strategically and they get shit done and they cover the bases that need to be covered.
shouldn't even try that with them, and I like it though because they get into it. They get into the bag. What I would like to see, they a lot less political than we was. That's the difference in this generation also as opposed to ours. We had 120. We had knowledge of self. We was able to process multiple pages of information and recite it verbatim and understand it. I mean, that made us a different type of mind, a different type of mentality. This generation never came in contact with that. They not political. They don't have that blackness, and they don't have that. Some of them do. I'm not gonna take that, but on a wide scale, they don't have that soul, like that blackness that we come from. Our generation. I was born in '74. So I came up in the 80s, the early 80s, 90s and all that. That was my time when I was a child and a young man. And we had knowledge of self. We was reading. We was in the Bible. We was doing all these things. We was in tune with the individual. We was in tune with ourselves. And that's what they took from us. 120 turned into blood lessons and it went on and on from there. So that's what we lost that in a generation. Was that knowledge of self, and that was key. That's what made us.
An average person in this generation, yeah, they don't know they self. They ain't seeking they self. No, they seeking more money. They seeking more material things, more pleasures. You know what I'm saying? More things of the world, and the knowledge of self is gone. But if you can revert back to all the previous societies, civilizations, that was the motto, that was the mantra, know thyself. And that's stripped, that's robbed of this generation right here. In this time and era, knowledge of self is long gone. Ain't nobody seeking it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a small percentage that is, but my man's definitely on point though.
Because it wasn't just a savage or a thug doing crime. It was God making things manifest. So, I think that's one of the most main differences generation-wise. Is that knowledge of self.
During my time documenting Tilden, I also spoke with other residents who have lived in Tilden projects for many, many years. to hear how they would describe how Tilden has changed since back in the days. Or has it? Let's say about the young generation in Brownsville. Do you think the violence that's going on out here right now is due to the young dudes, or is it the older dudes?
It's pretty much the younger dudes, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, adolescent stage, your mind's still developing. So basically like 14 to about 21, 22, you know what I mean? It's going wild, you know, it's going wild. I ain't gonna lie, it's going wild. It's been about, this week alone, about 5 shooters, you know what I'm saying? Other day, a kid got shot in the head right there across the street. Other person got shot in the back, and 2 more got shot, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was all like 16 to 21 years old. So you're the youth. It's your boy C-Class, man. Brownsville's.
It's crazy because 16 and 21, these are still kids. If they boys, they brain is still maturing. They brain ain't even maturing until they 25. So they didn't cut their life short before it even began. They ain't even get a chance. They ain't even give themselves a chance. But then again, you know, it comes into the conditions and, you know, a whole lot of other factors that, you know, would take us down that rabbit hole. But ultimately, you know, for someone 16 to 21, you know, it's unfortunate because ain't nobody looking for that exit. More than likely, they looking for that go button. And that's what the streets is right now. The streets is on go mode right now. You know what I mean? Shit. Green light, everything. You know, anything goes. You know, all money's good money. But realistically, ain't none of that money good money. That fast money is the worst kind of money because ultimately it comes with a hefty price tag, whether you realize it or not, because you're trading off years of your life. You know, OG be on point right here. You know, I think they bring in some good points. Y'all tell me what y'all think, though. Drop y'all thoughts in the comments and we can pick back up on it. I'm out.